I, Sumit Goyal, Company Secretary and Compliance Officer of Schneider Electric Infrastructure Limited, hereby welcome you all to 15th Annual General Meeting of the company. In view of the relaxations granted by Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI, this annual general meeting is being conducted through the video conferencing facility provided by National Security Depository Limited without the physical presence of members at a common venue. The company is providing the facility to vote at the AGM for the shareholder participating in this AGM if they have not already casted their vote through remote e-voting. Notice of 15th AGM and the annual report for the financial year ended March 31, 2025 have been sent electronically to the members whose email address are registered with the company or with the depositories. In addition, physical copies of annual report have been sent to the members who have requested for the same. Further, the company has also sent a letter to the shareholder whose email address are not registered with the company or with depositories, providing web link from where the annual report can be accessed from the company's website. Ms. Namrata Kaul, Chairperson of the Board, Audit Committee, Risk Management Committee, and Stakeholder Relationship Committee, and the member of Nomination and Remuneration Committee, shall chair this annual general meeting. She is attending the meeting from Gurugram. I will now hand over the proceeding to Ms. Namrata Kaul. Over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, shareholders. On behalf of myself and my colleagues on the board, I would like to extend a warm welcome to you at the 15th Annual General Meeting of your company. I hope all of you and your family members are safe and in good health. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. The company has made all efforts to enable the members to participate at the meeting through the video conferencing facility and vote electronically. During the AGM, if any shareholder faces any technical issues, they contact the helpline number mentioned in the notice of the AGM. I would further like to state that in case of technical difficulty or breakdown, if I get disconnected from this meeting, Mr. Praveen Purang would be the standing chairperson and will continue the proceedings of the meeting in the interim till I join back.
Ma'am, the requisite quorum is present. We can proceed.
Thank you, Sumit. The necessary quorum being present, I call this meeting to order. Before we start the main proceedings of the meeting, I would like to invite my fellow colleagues and the key managerial personnel to introduce themselves for identification purposes. Mr. Anil Chaudhary.
Sir, you are on mute.
Yeah. Good afternoon, members. I'm Anil Chaudhary, Non-Executive Director. I sit on the Nomination and Remuneration Committee and ESG and Corporate Social Responsibility Committee. I'm attending this meeting from Paris. Thank you.
Mr. Chinmoy Das.
Good afternoon, members. I'm Chinmoy Das, full-time director of your company, and I'm attending this meeting from company's registered office in Vadodara.
Thank you. Mr. Deepak Sharma.
Good afternoon, members. I am Deepak Sharma, Non-Executive Director of your company. I'm a member of the Audit Committee, Stakeholders Relationship Committee, Environmental, Social and Governance and Corporate Social Responsibility Committee, and Risk Management Committee. I'm attending the meeting from company's corporate office in Gurugram.
Thank you. Mr. Praveen Purang.
Good afternoon, members. I'm Praveen Purang, Independent Director of your company. I chair the Nomination and Remuneration Committee and also Environmental, Social and Governance and Corporate Social Responsibility Committees of the board. Additionally, I have a seat on the Audit Committee and the Risk Management Committee. I'm attending this meeting from the company's corporate office in Gurugram.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Uday Singh.
Good afternoon, members. I'm Uday Singh, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the company. I'm a member of Stakeholders Relationship Committee and the Risk Management Committee. I'm attending this meeting from company's corporate office in Gurugram.
Thank you, Uday. Ms. Suparna Banerjee Bhattacharya.
Good afternoon, members. This is Suparna Banerjee Bhattacharya, Chief Financial Officer of your company. I am attending this meeting from the company's corporate office in Bhutan.
Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you all. Moving on with the formal proceedings, we also have with us the representatives from the statutory, cost and internal auditors and the secretarial auditors of the company. Members are informed that statutory registers and other required documents are available for inspection electronically by the members. The members may please note that the auditor's report on the financial statements of the company and the secretarial audit report for the financial year 2024-25 are forming part of the annual report. There were no qualifications, observations, or adverse comments on the financial statements and secretarial audit report. With the permission of the members present, I take the notice convening the 15th annual general meeting of the company and the auditor's report as read. I now invite Mr. Uday Singh to make a presentation on the operations and financials of the company.
Can we have the presentation, please?
Thank you, Madam Madam. Very warm good afternoon to all members. I would just like to take you across as to what your company performed the last year. Go on the next slide, please. So your company has a very.
Can you go to the previous
Can you
slide?
go to the previous one? Your company has a very clear vision and a mission with which we have been moving forward. We have a vision of leading the new digitalized and edging world, offering our customers and partners the most innovative and connected products and solutions, which are ready for the 10 power distribution's elevated expectations. And we do this with our balanced business models, superior quality and efficient supply chain, which will keep our growth and profitability resilient and sustainable. The company has a mission to be the digital partner for sustainability and efficiency. Can you go on the next slide? We have actually the agenda overall is, we giving you your company's overview. We speak about the emerging trends in the market and what therefore are our strategic priorities. We will share as to how and which have been our key wins in the last year, overall financial and investment plans, and the impact which we are creating in the marketplace, the governance followed by question and answers. For the next slide. Now, if you know SCIL at a glance, your company, we at the group, we are in the forefront of driving digital transformation, seamlessly integrating the cutting edge processes and the energy technologies from the endpoint to cloud, that's what we call them. Our comprehensive solutions span the entire life cycle, which is right from cradle to grave, fostering cohesive management for a variety of sectors, including buildings, data center, infrastructure, and industries. If you look at, we focus on our core segments, which are nothing but the power and grid, the triple M, which is metal, minerals and mining, transportation, the commercial and industrial buildings. And we are also focusing very keenly on the emerging segments like semiconductors, e-mobility space, cloud and service providers, and also not the least renewable sector. And how do we do this? We have been doing through our offerings, which are highly digitalized, medium voltage and low voltage panel and components, then e-house and the solutions around e-houses, the transformers, the compact stations, and not only these, also few elements which are software driven, which are used for control and effective monitoring, like substation automation solutions, and our software, which we call as EcoStruxure. And we, as I said before, we also have a large element of services also being driven along with this CapEx supplies, which we do. Can you go on the next slide? Next. So, members, here we would like to tell you as to what are the mega trends which we have been observing in the marketplace. And we have tried to capture this under 4 basic major pillars. Now, the first being the AI and digitalization. And what today, if you remember about a couple of years ago, today what is 13% was 11.7. And we expect that digital economy as contribution of it in GDP would go up to about 20%. Now, this is very clear because if you look at the other parameters which have been happening, like for example, the internet connections in 2014, if you would recall, was about 14 crores. Today we are sitting just shy of 100 crores. And the 5G tower itself actually have reached to close to 5 lakhs, covering more than 99% of the districts which India has. And therefore, what we see that about 35 crores of e-com user moving to about 500 million or 50 crores of e-com user in next 5 years time. And what this all mean that we need to create a space and a facility to host this amount of large data which is emerging. And therefore, what is 1.2 gigawatts today, we see this going to about close to 4 gigawatts by 2030 in terms of the data centers which are going to come up in the country. The other element which I would like to speak about is the urbanization. When we got independent, maybe more than about 7 decades ago, we had about 17% people living in cities. Today, the expectation is that the cities will actually host about 38 or 40% of people in 2030, which are going to be supported by the policies which are conducive, issued by government. We are talking about 18 smart cities which have already been made smart. We are talking about adding another a huge lot, making it to 100 smart cities by 2030. We are talking about the augmentation of the air and the cargo capacities at ports and airports. We are talking about 2,700 million metric tons today, which is as per the plan of maritime is going to be 3,500 by 2030, and as per the Amrit Kal going to be about 10,000 million metric ton by 2047. So at the same time, the air passenger traffic, which actually brings in rise of new airports and the existing one getting modernized, we're talking about 24 crores of air passenger traffic moving to about just doubling in another 5 years time. Now, another important piece which we would like to speak about right now and share with you is the deep focus in manufacturing and localization. Manufacturing today contributes about 17% in GDP, and we know that this is going to be contributing about 25% GDP as we move on for next 5 years, which means more and more industry, more and more manufacturing going to be getting set up in the country itself. And therefore, what is 35 lakh crore today, the exports which we do out of India is going to touch close to 90 lakh crores as we move on. And this is therefore hence an important element as to the trends which have been emerging in the country. And last but not the least is the energy transition which India rightfully has been witnessing. We're talking about close to 200 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity installed, which, as you are maybe aware, is going to touch 500 now in 2030 or maybe perhaps earlier, the pace at which we are moving. Now, the energy storage system is another element which is an associated piece of renewable energy capacity built up in the country, which today is about 0.2 gigawatt hour is going to be, getting multiplied multiple times. And as per the latest forecast, which actually has been coming from government agencies, touching about 236 gigawatts hours of battery energy storage capacity. All in all, these are the trends which are emerging, which are going to impact positively to your company. Go on the next slide, please. Now, how and what we are trying to do at your company is trying to adopt 6-pillar strategy for driving a very holistic growth, sustainable and profitable. Now, these are primarily, if you look at, are building and getting ready with the capacities and focus on localization. This is very important piece because we in India, we are trying to see as to how much more and more we can localize the MLC content, which is the minimum local content is being talked about and is in focus area by the government, and we are actually doing that same. We're trying to make offers which are India for India and also perhaps for outside India. We are trying to scale up the capacities which we already have in the 3 factories which we have as to getting ready for the future. Another element is driving digitalization and sustainability and transforming the world around it with these 2 levers. And we are trying to be, as I said before, enabling our customers on their digital journey with the tailored and very specified and customized digital solutions and services which we are offering. And not only this, we are one of the pioneers on driving something which is very close to me, at least, is the SF6-free technology, which we have been talking about in the country for the utilities and anybody who's trying to distribute power in primary and secondary side. We have been also focusing on how do we maximize our reach and, by empowering a partner network so that we can really reach and make our solutions reach everybody and all the consumers who actually perhaps be going to love it as the time comes. No, as I said before, is the unlocking the value in the new energy landscape, which is an extremely important step, and we have realized it, and we are trying to see as to how do we make and leverage this condition in favor of your company. And therefore, we are escalating our growth in the future ready segments, which are typically data centers, energy storage, renewables, the EV infrastructure, and of course, the semiconductor. Now, when we talk about any solutions and services, we speak about, right, as I said before, right from cradle to grave, we speak about a very highly digitalized and connected product. And we also talk and see as to how this keeps on getting used in its own maximum way by the customer right through the life cycle. And therefore, we are trying to see how do we manage these assets and give our customers a differentiated value as the customer uses these. And therefore, there is a very important element. We have been trying to be extremely innovative in this area in trying to see as to how the merit of the product lies right through its life. And at the end, nothing of this is possible till we really cultivate a very empowered culture within the teams. Therefore, that's something which we have been trying to work upon very cautiously, trying to see as to how the early career is growing, is recognized, and we are promoting diversity across all the levels. Can you go on the next slide, please? Now, this all comes and can be summarized very beautifully by one mission, as we say it. Digitalization plus electrification will lead you to an efficient and sustainable world. And your company adopts just one model. Keep on being innovative and keep on executing with agility. So this is the model which the company has adopted with the mission which is there, which is driving efficiency and sustainability. On the next slide. Next, please. Yeah, I'm super happy and proud to share what your company has done in following slides. The first one being, how do we build resilience in core segments? There are three pictures on this screen. The left one is an e-house, which is is the other term used for the electrical building, which houses the gas insulated switchgear, which is a high-end product. And this is something which we have done in one of the utilities in central India. The second one being a repeated, commitments which we have been getting from this petrochemical plant in East India, where, the high-end solutions have been given, all offers have been given, along with a plan which is an OPEX plan of maintenance and driving value out of this. The last being is one of the setups, which is actually one of the top automobile manufacturers, where we have given everything along with the smart and digitalized thing, which is used for better asset prediction and, for ensuring minimum downtimes. On the next slide. This is talking about, if you remember, I had mentioned as to how we are going to expand our reach in the marketplace using a very empowered partner network. So there are three things which I wanted to speak about and share. The left one being the secondary distribution systems, where we have done in the central India a couple of distribution discom companies. The center one is again a highly I would say digitalized solution, which has been delivered from one of our authorized channel partners for a solar developer. And the last being is something similar, which is towards, this is effectively being used for, if you remember PM Kusum Yojana, where, the rural electrification is being empowered, which is run by solar. The third one is that case. On the next slide. And it is, the entire wind would not be over if I speak and share the good things which we have been doing on the emerging marketplace. The left small picture is the data center, which is somewhere in north of India, where we have supplied the air insulated panels, including the power transformers. And again, both this actually sitting along with a solution which we have for asset maintenance in OPEX phase. The center one is the first semicon plant being set up where your company has been partnering the developer in terms of distributing power very efficiently at this in central India. And the last being another plant, which is actually one of its type for in battery manufacturing, which is being put up here. So these three says that, if you would have noticed that this is not only one offer of the company which is going through, is a family of offers being going through here. It's stitched together digitally, and we have been giving some value-added services which are really liked and sought by the customers very beautifully. Go on the next slide, please. Taking this on, I would also like to tell you as to what we have been trying, the company has been trying to do on the net zero future of India, where the first one is the SF6 free secondary distribution, which we have started supplying to few of the discoms in India. The center one is another element in the solar projects where we are trying to supply with our more energy efficient transformers for a sustainable future. And the last one being is one of the plants in steel manufacturing where we are trying to supply. We have already supplied a transformer which is fully disguised, sensorized, and is actually extremely effective in terms of prediction of and functioning of the transformers for an entire life cycle. Go on the next slide, please. Now, these are a few numbers which I'm sure you're aware as to how your company has performed. We grew by about 19.5% in revenues, ended up at 2,637 crores. Orders were 13.5, with 2,693 crores. The free cash, which grew by about 85%, was at 245. EBITDA was up by 33.5 at 407 crores. PAT was up by 55.8%, 268 crores. And EPS also grew by 50.8, which is 11.2 per share. Go on the next slide, please. Now, I just wanted to give you an update as to what's been happening. We have been expanding, as I said. We are trying to expand multiple lines in the 3 plants which we have. And this table gives you a glimpse about how much investment we are planning or we have already sought and we are working on it. And what are the existing capacities and which capacities we are adding in which of the line and where would it take us to and by when are we planning to make it happen. So we are talking about close to 230 crores of investment, and this is an add-on to the previous investment which we had declared about a couple of years ago at Calcutta. On the next slide. Now, we are truly an impact company, and we actually are talking about 4 basic fundamental levers. One, we want to be a technology leader wherein we innovate for tomorrow. We have to be seen, and your company is supposed to be a pioneer in sustainability by transforming ourselves continuously. And third, and very important, we keep on empowering every voice and be the people champion. And of course, nothing gets over till the time we do something for the community. So we be a community builder. And I will take some time in trying to give you some glimpses about these 4 basic levers which we're talking about. Can you go to the next slide? If I speak about the technological leadership, we are escalating the pace of innovation with our future-ready solutions. If you look at, there are 6 tabs which you see on the screen. The left top is the one which is 11 kV RMU, which is the SF6 free secondary distribution. As I said, we have launched and we have sold a couple of discoms in North India and also in Western. Then we have the middle, which is actually at the top, is a GIS, which is fully local GIS. As I was mentioning, if you recall, the focus on localization is an outcome of that. Then we have something which is extremely unique. The top last is a powertrain module. This is something which is a fully customizable, fully flexible in terms of ratings, whether you call it voltage class or in terms of amperage, something which is very, very sought after by, especially in certain segments where we have a play. And if you look at this, the fourth, which is the first one in the bottom line, is something super beneficial to end user. Is what we call as EcoStruxure Advisor, Operator Advisor. This is used for, actually, it is a full use of digitalization and there are other technology which has come in. And this actually supports, distant training, distance, trying to figure out the fault and fix the fault at sites and multi more things and making, not so skilled people perform the task diligently by use of this. This is something which is extremely sought after thing and, is creating a very differentiated value. And then we have the future product, which is the middle one at the bottom, which we call as remote terminal unit with PowerLogic T500. This is where perhaps, I'm sorry if I go slightly technical, but there's something where you eliminate those conventional digitalized relays and actually bring everything together, which cuts on a lot of wiring and makes life of operator super simple. And last but not the least is the vacuum circuit breaker, which is newest launch from our side, which actually is an operated breaker at 33 kV, which is extremely beneficial for solar developers for evacuating power when they're producing. So go on next slide. This gives you a glimpse about what we did. I don't know how many of you could make it to Electrama in February in Delhi, but we were there with these showcasing this innovative products for sustainable impact, and we had more than 35,000 people come in. We had about a lot of leads and a lot of interest getting generated for the company, and we did keep about 20 plus thought leadership sessions which were taken very neatly and with a lot of interest. And the entire booth we made out out of sustainable material. And at the bottom you see the couple of launches which I spoke about being launched by your company in this particular forum. On the next slide, please. Now, this is about what we've been trying to do on sustainability with future focused actions. What your company has done has chosen 5 pillars, which go namely as climate, resource, trust, equality, and generations. And we have taken 15 indicators out of these which are relevant to these pillars. And I'm so happy to say that the target which we took in last year, we achieved overall everywhere well, with just reinforcing that these actions reflect our deep commitment to sustainability and have earned a strong ESG rating from leading agencies like CRISIL or ESGR. And your company is one of the highest among peers. Go on the next slide. Now, nothing gets complete till we talk about T. We have adopted a 4R approach in the T. This 4R is reboot, renew, retain, and reorganize. Now, just to tell you more about it, what we are trying to do on the reboot is trying to see as to how can we always have a bench which is extremely talented and contemporary in terms of skills, in terms of either we build ourselves, we buy or borrow talents to make and accelerate the faster future needs. We have, how do you make the team very diverse so that the thought which the team generates and the action which the team undertakes is fully balanced? And of course, how do you retain by regular recognition and, by rewarding the good things which the team has been doing? And at the end is how are we reorganizing and enhancing synergy in terms of transforming the organization and making it ready for future. Go on the next slide, please. Now, this is another thing which I'm so proud to share about your company is what we are trying to do on the communities. We have this far, we have put up 4 government ITIs where we have trained roughly about 500 people. We are talking about programs which are especially fostering the employee-led mentoring and volunteering of candidates. We have distributed solar lamps to 4,400 plus households across 3 states in India. We have also been electrifying 10 community centers, installing a total solar capacity of 27 kilowatt. And if I would just summarize the impact this far, we have trained about 600 youth. we have electrified 10,000 plus households, and we have really impacted about 1 lakh plus individuals by providing solar solutions to community sectors. Can you go on the next slide, please? Now, this all has been possible by a drive which the leadership gives us and driving excellence. Can you go on the next slide? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Uday. May I request ma'am to please take over?
Thank you, Uday, for that presentation. We have requested the shareholders to either register themselves as speaker shareholders to ask questions at the AGM or to send their queries in advance by writing to the company secretary. Additionally, we have appropriately responded to the queries received from the shareholders via email route. Therefore, we will not be taking up any ad hoc questions during this meeting. We now open lines for those shareholders who have registered themselves as speakers at this AGM. Due to the VC format of the meeting and in the interest of time, we request that members keep their questions or comments or remarks brief. It may be noted that the company reserves the right to limit the number of members asking questions, depends on the availability of the time at this AGM. I would like to highlight to the speakers that the moderator will facilitate the question and answer session. And when I take your name, your mic will be unmuted by the moderator of this meeting. There may be queries which are common or are related to each other, and accordingly, we will respond to all such questions together. For better experience, we would request the speaker shareholders to use earphones, verify the network connectivity, ensure Wi-Fi is not connected to any other device so that they are clearly audible. The speaker shareholders may choose to turn on their video before addressing the meeting. Now, I will call out the names of speaker shareholders one by one. First, Mr. Praful Chawda.
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. We don't have Mr. Chowda connected.
Okay, so we'll move to the next person, Mr. Ajay Kumar Jain.
Mr. Ajay Kumar Jain, may we request you to please
मैम आवाज आ रही है?
We can hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
हाँ, नमस्कार आदरणीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं दिल्ली से अजय कुमार जैन कंपनी का शेयर होल्डर बोल रहा था। आपने जो बैलेंस शीट भेजी बहुत बढ़िया भेजी, और आपने जो स्लाइड शो के माध्यम से मैं बताया तो मेरे तो सारे क्वेश्चन कवर हुए और अपनी कंपनी के बारे में उसकी प्रोग्रेस जानने के बाद मेरा तो मन बहुत खुश हो गया। हमारी कंपनी तो बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही है, और जो आपने अपने स्लाइड शो के माध्यम से बताया तो वो तो रफ्तार अभी चालू शुरू किया, बहुत आगे चलती रहेगी। लोगों को पता ही नहीं कि हम क्या करते हैं और कहाँ तक हमने तरक्की कर ली है। आपने बैटरी लीजिए, हर चीज की है, आज के हिसाब से जो हमारे को टेक्नोलॉजी चाहिए, सेमीकंडक्टर्स है, सब में हमारी कंपनी अग्रसर है। मैम आज का वाकई में बहुत अच्छा आपने प्रेजेंटेशन दिया, और मैं तो ये कहता हूँ कि कभी भी निवेश करना हो और तो मेरे को लगता है कि मेरी कंपनी में ही करना चाहिए, क्योंकि अभी भी वह शेयर अंडर प्राइस है। आफ्टर जो आपकी आज की स्लाइड शो के माध्यम से स्पीच सुनी मैम, आने वाला समय कंपनी का ही नहीं है मैम, शेयर होल्डर का भी है, ऐसा मुझे विश्वास जागा है। क्योंकि आपका जो विजन है ना, वो आगे की सोच का दूरदर्शिता का है, जिसका लाभ कंपनी के साथ साथ शेयर होल्डर को भी मिलता है। और एक सबसे अच्छी दूसरी बात है, हमारे साथ स्ट्रॉन्ग जो मैनेजमेंट है ना, और जो उनकी मेहनत है, उसी कारण ये आपने बताया कि प्रॉफिट भी बढ़ा है, टर्नओवर भी बढ़ा है, हर चीज बढ़ी है, ये उसी का परिचय है। मैम सभा में जितने भी प्रस्ताव लेके आए हैं उनका अनुमोदना, उनके पारित होने के बाद कंपनी को और अच्छी तरक्की मिलेगी। मैम आपकी एक छवि ऐसी भी है कि आप हमेशा इन्वेस्टर फ्रेंडली छवि रही है, और मैं कहता हूँ कि आपसे कहना नहीं पड़ता, आप समझ जाती हैं कि शेयर होल्डर को क्या चाहिए क्या नहीं चाहिए, वो आप कर देंगे। क्योंकि आज का दिन देख के तो मुझको लगता है जो आपका हमारी कंपनी का लोगो है ना, वो हमारे घर में है ना सिल्वर की तरह होना चाहिए। जिस तरह सिल्वर रोज बढ़ रही है, उसमें मैं ना लोगों का साइन हो, उसको देख देख के हम निहारते रहे और कंपनी की तरक्की के लिए रोज दुआ करें। यदि फेस्टिवल सीजन में यदि संभव हो सके तो मैम एक छोटा सा रिक्वेस्ट, इसको ऑनर कीजिएगा, क्योंकि बहुत अच्छी मैम आज प्रेजेंटेशन रहा, यादगार प्रेजेंटेशन, जो दीर्घ काल तक मेरे मन में और मेरे दिमाग में स्थायी रहेगा। और दो शब्द आपके लिए कहना चाहूंगा, उड़ान तो भरना है चाहे कितना गिरना पड़े, सफलता को छूना है चाहे खुद से लड़ना पड़े, ये आपकी और आपकी टीम की पॉलिसी है। और जो मेरा छोटा सा निवेदन है उस पर गंभीरता से विचार करेंगे। इसी आशा और विश्वास के साथ नमस्कार, जय हिंद।
Namaskar, thank you. Mr. Manjeet Singh.
Mr. Manjit Singh has registered, however, he is not connected, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Mahesh Kumar Bubna.
Mr. Bubna is also not connected.
Gyaneshwar K. Bhagwat.
Hello,
Mr.
am I audible,
Bhagwat?
ma'am? Hello? Hello, am I audible, ma'am? Can you hear me perfectly?
Yes, sir, we
Hello?
can hear you.
Yeah,
Please go ahead
thank
with
you
your
very much, ma'am.
questions.
Thank you very much, ma'am. First of all, I'm thankful to our company secretary. She has wear a sari. A lot of people doesn't wear a sari; they wear a suit. So I salute the ma'am for doing excellent work. So I thanks to the board and the other person, like they have become an Indian. So I'm thankful to you, sir. सेकेंडली माय नेम इज डायशा के भागवत फ्रॉम मुंबई। मैं ये इसके लिए बोलना चाहता हूँ कि मैं सब जगह पर स्पीकर रहता हूँ और सभी जगह पर देखता हूँ तो सेक्रेटरी ऑलवेज कोट या उसमें लिखो। मैं ये देख के बहुत मुझे खुशी मिली है कि मैम ने आज सारी English and traditional. So thank you very much, ma'am. Respected, I'm first of all, I'm thankful to company secretary and her team for sending me the soft copy as well as hard copy of the AGM, very everyone, which is full of information and fact figures are very easy to understand. So thanks to ma'am and her team. Secondly, about the financial part. Secondly, of the drafting the AGM notice, which is colorful, very easy to understand, awareness to corporate governance norm. Third, I don't have much question about the financial part because the previous the chair the one of the director has given all the details, like he has given all the details of the different business what we have here, all the details also. No more question about the financial part. Third, I support all the. Fourth, I have only few queries. The first query is that who is our competitors? Secondly, uh, is there any new project are coming in the pipeline? And third, what is profit sharing ratio for coming financial year? And thank you very much for patient hearing. And ma'am, it's a small request. Uh, just see for that this speaker is calling from Mumbai. So the Diwali festival, can you give us a dry fruits to the speaker shareholder? It's a request. The thing is, it's a request, ma'am. Thank you very much. और एक शेयर अर्ज करना चाहता हूँ। फूलों की खुशबू, कलियों की बहार, आने वाले सभी त्योहार हमारे कंपनी को और सभी बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर को बहुत अच्छे और शुभ्रता से जाए, यही मेरी एक छोटे शेयर होल्डर की भगवान के पास यही दुआ है। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर पेशेंस हियरिंग। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you. Mr. Himanshu Anil Bhai Trivedi.
Hello, I'm audible? I'm
Yes, sir,
audible?
please go ahead.
Yeah. Respected Chairman, other Board Director, sitting out as myself, Himanshu Trivedi from Vadodara, Gujarat State. First of all, I'm thankful to our company secretary who is sending a soft and a hard copy of the AGM report, well in advance, which is full fact, which is full of information and fact figure and place, which is easy to follow, easy to understand. So I'm thankful to you and your entire secretary. Report is nicely prepared with a wonderful all activities of our company is given and all corporate governance covered in the report. So I support all the resolution item. I don't much have a question because I full faith on board and the resolution. I have sent all question and query through the email well in advance, which is will save the time of the AGM and give the opportunity to speak my best speaker or the stars. But still, I have few questions. What is the market share we have in domestic and interest market? And how many products are coming in current financial year? I wish good luck and bright future for coming financial year. Thank you to allow me to speak. मैडम दिवाली में हमारा थोड़ा ख्याल रखना, सब लोग हमारा ये ख्याल रखते हैं। एक रिक्वेस्ट as per as speaker shareholder. Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Mr. Hiranand Kotwani.
Mr. Kotwani, may we request you to kindly unmute your audio video and proceed?
Are you audible?
Yes. You.
Mr. Kotwani, you are on mute. Kindly unmute yourself.
Yeah, now. I am unmute now. Hello?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Namaste. I am Hiranand Kotwani from Kalyan. This is a great company. And the gentleman presentation is well taken. He said the consumer reach, maximum consumer reach, how we enhance the market, innovation, what new product are going to launch in the years to come. And this company, this is the only year I have not taken this balance sheet physical because a few days our waterlogging in our area. So I don't want to take this risk. Please send company secretary one physical copy. I will really reading regularly and come back to you. Madam, I don't want fruit and dry fruit. People are asking. It was very funny. It is your option. You are not to do. But certainly in a factory visit, so many years there was a factory visit. I was not able to come. If you can arrange, we can come at our own cost. No problem. Don't arrange this bus. Only this permission is given at Baroda or when Baroda you take this plant from Larsen. And how the future expansion will be. And a reward to the minority shareholder. That is my concern. How are you going to reward in the future? Because company is doing well. But what about the dividend, bonus, all these things? Thank you and good luck. Please narrate the future operations in particularly growth and the profitability also. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Divyesh Parekh,
Mr. Devesh Parekh has registered, however, he is not connected, ma'am.
M. Bendre,
He is also not connected.
Gautam Nandi,
Not connected.
and Mr. Rahul Paliwal.
He also registered, however, not connected.
Okay. Do we have any of the previous ones connected now?
No, ma'am, we don't.
We can proceed. We've also received a few queries on email, which shall be responded by the management along with the queries of speaker shareholders. I now request my colleagues on the board to respond to the questions.
Thank you, Nabata ma'am. Now, just to answer a few of the questions, first of all, thank you in having confidence in us. And I think we have a couple of questions which were around as to one, who is our competition? Two, what sort of market share do we have? Three, what are the new products which we are going to be launching? And there are a few more which my colleagues will take. But just to tell you, because we perhaps your company is one of those few ones which has got very variety of products in the offer portfolio in the basket. And it was very difficult to really point out and figure out one such another corporation which has similar things in the basket. And it will be perhaps incorrect to really talk about as to who's the competition. We have series of competition in different offer platforms. Like when we make transformers, we have competition from our peers like Bharat Bijli, Voltam, and many more like that. P&R, Raychem. And you talk about AIS, which is an air insulated range, or a GIS. We have another set of our peers which are operating maybe like ABB or Siemens or the likes of them. And then we talk about say secondary distribution. Then we have few more which gets added, like Lucy and Eaton maybe perhaps. And we talk about software. There's another set of people who actually compete with us, but there are very few and rare where was actually we sort of have the same offering. So very difficult, and at the same side, it's very difficult to really say we do a reasonable good market share, but difficult to quantify because, as I said, we are different offer platforms. And the third and the last, which I can answer before I pass on to request my other colleagues to answer, is on what sort of products we are going to launch. So we, as I said, our focus has been to deliver a differentiated value to our clients. And therefore, we keep on investing in innovation and trying to expand our skills and capabilities to give something which is really innovative and differentially adding value to the end users and customers and buyers whom we supply with.
So, good afternoon. On the point on the dividend, first, we are very happy to share that your company has started making profit for the last 2-3 years and have wiped off all the accumulated losses. As per the compliance and the regulatory, before we declare the dividend for the equity shareholders, the company needs to pay dividend on our preferred share capital. And the current focus of the company is on strategic investments to build the future growth, to fuel the future growth of the country. And that's where we are getting ourselves ready, as shared by my colleague Uday. We have very strong plans, and we're already, thanks to the approvals, we're already investing to build the next expansion of the company in the growing Indian market. So we will keep further working on a plan of dividend payment in the coming years and align with the long-term objectives within the interest of the shareholders and the company.
We are done with all the questions. We'll move on.
About factory visit, I think. Take a look at the
Few questions. Good afternoon, everyone, and once again, and thank you for your very strong and positive words in your company's management who's running the show. And we have received some questions, and I'm happy to answer them. One was about the profitability ratio, which Mr. Bhagwat asked. So we cannot comment for the future, but please be rest assured we are in the right track of progress. Another question which was received was what was the order book in last year? So last year we booked 2,693 crores of orders, which Uday has also shown in his presentation. There was one question received on the branches of the company in India and abroad. So basically the way we operate is that we have a sales team across India, and we also work on export opportunities with support from Schneider Global. So that's how we have our presence beyond the borders of India, and we often get export orders which we execute. We received another question on the employee strength in our organization. So total number of permanent employees in this financial year was 1387, and other than permanent, we had about 629 employees. We also received a question on how many plants are there in India and in particular in Gujarat. We have 3 plants totally in India, 2 in Gujarat. And talking of the expansion plan on the plants, we've already shared when Uday was running his presentation talking of the CapEx investments. So I think we have answered all your queries, and over to you, ma'am.
I think we have one more speaker online waiting for us, Mr. Vinod Agarwal.
We don't have Mr. Agarwal connected right now.
Dear shareholders, we have tried to resolve all your queries. In case any query has not been answered, or if you have any further question, you can drop an email to the company secretary. The same shall be replied by the management in due course. To you, ma'am.
Thank you. The company has provided remote e-voting facility from NSDL to the members to vote. E-voting facility was open from Monday, September 1, 2025 from 9 a.m. IST till Wednesday, September 3, 2025 up to 5 p.m. IST. The following matters have been set out in the AGM for the members' approval. 1. Adoption of audited financial statements and related reports for the year ended March 31, 2025. Second, reappointment of Mr. Deepak Sharma as director of the company liable to retire by rotation. 3. Reappointment of Messrs. S.N. Dhawan and Company LLP as statutory auditors for second term of 5 consecutive years. 4th, ratification of remuneration of cost auditors. And 5th, appointment of Messrs. Sanjay Grover and Associates as secretarial auditors for a term of 5 consecutive years. The detailed text of the resolutions is provided in the notice circulated to the shareholders. Shareholders who have not cast their vote electronically and are present in the meeting may cast their vote on e-voting platform of NSDL through which they are joining this meeting. Members can click on the vote tab on the video conference screen to make use of this facility. The e-voting platform is open now for voting and will close after 30 minutes from the time of closure of this meeting. Members may please note that there will be no voting by show of hands. Mr. Kapil Dev Taneja, partner, failing him Mr. Sujit Kumar, partner, Messrs. Sanjay Grover and Associates, company secretaries, is the scrutinizer to conduct the e-voting process. The result of voting on each resolution shall be determined by adding the votes received through venue voting at the AGM and votes cast through remote e-voting in favor or against a resolution. Further, I hereby authorize the company secretary to declare the results of the voting. On receipt of the scrutinizer's report, the results of the voting shall be declared within prescribed timelines and will be sent to the stock exchanges and placed at the website of the company and NSDL. I now request Mr. Sumit Goel, your company secretary, to take forward the proceedings of the meeting.
Thank you, ma'am. Before formally closing, I request Mr. Deepak Sharma, our zone president, Schneider Electric, to address the shareholders.
Dear shareholders, it's a special moment. I want to share that our company has had the privilege of benefiting from the leadership of our chairperson, Ms. Namrata Kaul, who has served as an independent director. She will complete her second and final term on November 5th, 2025, marking 6 years of dedicated service. As this is her last annual general meeting before the conclusion of her term, I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of everyone present to express our heartfelt appreciation for her exceptional contributions. Ma'am, over the past 6 years, your strategic vision and unwavering commitment have played a pivotal role in steering the company towards sustained profitability and greater industry recognition. Your leadership has significantly enhanced the company's credibility, strengthened stakeholder relationships, and positioned us well for continued growth. Thank you, ma'am, for your invaluable guidance and support. We wish you continued success, good health, and happiness in all your future endeavors.
Thank you very much, Deepak, for all these kind words. For me, this assignment has been extremely fulfilling experience. And as I move on, I wish the company very well.
Thank you,
Moving
Namrata.
on, the resolutions as set forth in the notice shall be deemed to be passed today, subject to the receipt of the requisite number of votes. I hereby declare the proceedings of the 15th AGM closed. I heartily thank all the members for their continuous support and association with the company. We look forward to seeing you again next year. Stay safe and take good care of your health.
Thank you.